After all of that, we round things off at Pride Park for the final EFL fixture of both the year and the decade, as Derby take on Charlton. Kick-off on the way at 7:45. Derby will be pleased to see the back of 2019. The Rams haven't won in their last 7 games and have the second fewest goals in the whole division. And tonight, Matt Clark makes his first start since the beginning of November. One of 4 changes from the side that drew with Wigan, while Jack Marriott starts up top. Charlton have had struggles of their own, but beat Bristol City on Boxing Day to register a first win in 12. Lee Bowyer makes 2 changes from that game, as Chris Solly and Ben Parrington come into the starting 11. Well, here's how the table looks ahead of 2020. Leeds stoppage time winner took them back above West Brom on goal difference after the Baggies' defeat to Borough. The top 2 face off on New Year's Day. Leeds fans not getting carried away, of course, as they occupied the same spot this time last year, but failed in their bid for promotion. Well, Derby County certainly didn't expect to be down in 20th and 6 points above the relegation zone as the turn of the year looms. Charlton started the season brightly, however, a difficult autumn turned into an 11-game winless run going into Boxing Day. A much needed 3 points against Bristol City, though, as them 18th going into tonight's game. Welcome along to the final live game of the year, the final one here of the decade at Pride Park, all in the company, of course, of the sharply dressed Darren Bent. Darren, welcome along. Season's greetings to you. We've got to start with Derby County and what's just going on at this particular moment in the season. Lost in the playoff final, of course, find themselves 20th, winless in 7. Yeah. Just give us an appreciation or an appraisal, if you like, of the job that Philip Cocker's doing right now.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, yeah, they're struggling at the bottom of the table, but what people forget is that last season they had 4 internationals that are no longer here. I mean, they lost Mason Mount, they lost Tomori, Richard Keogh is no longer here, Harry Wilson. These are big, big players for them last season. There's a lot of goals in the team, so there's no wonder that they struggled. They also lost their influential manager and Jody Morris. You know, I mean, tandem doing really well at Chelsea. So these are big key components that people I think are overlooking and thought that the job would be easy to walk in because Derby County are a big side, and it doesn't always work like that.
Talk about goals. Jack Marriott starts at top. No goals in 16 for him. Is that a reflection on the form that they find themselves in across the board from a goal-scoring point of view?
Potentially, yeah, because one thing I know about Jack is that if you present him with opportunities, he'll take them. We've seen it. His goal earlier on in the season, fantastic finish, but if you're not getting opportunities, you're going to lose confidence, you're going to lose faith in your teammates, and these kind of barren runs happen. So the main thing is he's got his start today now. Hopefully they can give him some bullets, some ammunition to go and get some goals, and hopefully he'll be able to take one.
Now, Charlton's joint top scorer is, of course, Macaulay Bonne. This time last season was playing in the National League. I mean, what do you make of the step up that he's made, being the man scoring the goals for Charlton?
Listen, I'm so impressed with him because at the start of the season, obviously, he couldn't get a look in. Lyle was playing really, really well. Then Lyle had the big injury. But all of a sudden, since he started starting games last 16, I think he's got 8 goals, and I think he steps up. But what I like about him is that you might say that Lyle's got a bit more quality on him, but he will not stop running. He'll score the ugly goals, and he puts a shift in for his team. And I think Lee Bowyer will be delighted with him in a minute because at the minute he's their main source of goals.
OK, Derby looking for home comforts to help them in their quest this evening for all 3 points. Charlton, though, unbeaten in 3 and impressive against Bristol City on Boxing Day. Kick-off here at Pride Park in the final game of the decade is coming up very shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. Oh, he went for it. His first goal in the Premiership! Incredible! Rooney! Wayne Rooney hits the target! Rooney! Rooney has scored again!
Rooney! 100 Premier League goals for Wayne Rooney. Rooney, easy Tompkins out of it. It's a wonderful attempt by Wayne Rooney! And it's an amazing goal! Rooney! It defies description. Sensational. How about superb? Wayne Rooney, the first England player to reach 50 international goals.
It's always exciting to join a new club and to pull the shirt on for the first time. It's just, you know, at that stage now where you just want to go out and play.
16 major honours on his way to becoming Man United and England's all-time leading goal scorer. He is here tonight in a non-playing capacity. Wayne Rooney's next step on his glittering football journey will be on January the 2nd against Barnsley. The last game of the pre-Rooney era is here tonight, though. Kick-off at 7:45. The Rams winless in 7 against the Charlton side unbeaten in 3. Both managers now with Jonathan Oakes.
Well, Philip, clearly results have been disappointing lately, but has that late equaliser on Boxing Day changed the mindset of the players?
Yeah, I think it was very helpful. We needed a result, so a draw in the last second of the game. I think it was good for the lads. They worked hard, and it's only 1 point, but after the results we had before in the away games, I think it was a good result. But we are keen on starting tonight to get a win at Pride Park, of course.
Conor Gallagher's made it, he starts, but Lyle Taylor's on the bench. With Lyle, is it a case of just one game too many over this period?
Yeah, we have to manage him. He's out for 14 weeks, so we have to take care of him. He's played 2 90s in the space of 4 days. If he went again today, then there's a massive chance he could break down. So we have another game in 3 days' time, so we have to look after Lyle. There's 21 games after tonight, so we've got to look at the bigger picture, so yeah.
Jack Marriott starts tonight. Why is this the right game to bring him back?
Yeah, well, he was out for injury, a muscle injury. He came on for 30 minutes, and yeah, he was okay. He trained, so we build up again his minutes, and now it's a start, and hopefully he does well and can stay on for 90.
Your commentary team for this final game of the decade. Dan Higginbottom, and first, Alan Parry.
Yes, the final game of the year, in fact, as you say, of the decade in England's top 4 divisions. And these are 2 clubs who'll be glad to say goodbye to 2019. It was the year Derby's hopes of returning to the Premier League were dashed yet again in the playoffs. And although Charlton won promotion, life in the Championship has proved to be very tough for them. Both teams have been in poor form as the old year comes to an end. Derby have managed just 1 win in their last 9 games. Charlton won for the first time in 12 when they beat Bristol City on Boxing Day. So it's a crucial fixture this for 2 clubs in the wrong half of the league table. Derby in 20th place, Charlton just 1 point above them, and both uncomfortably close to the bottom 3. Okay, let's see how they line up. Derby salvaged a point at Wigan on Boxing Day thanks to a stoppage-time equaliser by leading scorer Martin Waghorn. He's provided 7 of their 22 goals, but their next highest scorer, Tom Lawrence, starts a 2-match suspension tonight after collecting no fewer than 10 yellow cards. 4 changes for Derby: in-come right-back Andre Wisdom, central defender Matt Clark, midfielder Max Bird, and striker Jack Marriott. Charlton have arrested their slide with a win and 2 draws in their last 3 games. They've lost on loan West Brom striker Jonathan Lecco with a serious knee injury, but Macaulay Bonne has hit form at the right time. He scored twice in their Boxing Day win against Bristol City. Just 2 changes from that game. In come Ben Perrington and Chris Solly. Lyle Taylor is rested after playing so many games following a long-term injury, and Charlton still have half their squad out injured. So it's Derby against Charlton coming up soon. So Danny, who are the players you're looking forward to seeing tonight?
Well, Jason Knight, he's only 18, but he's been a standout performer in what's been a period of poor results team-wise. His energy and endeavour is something that Cocu will hope rubs off on the rest of the team in order to get their first win in over a month. And as for Charlton, Macaulay Bonne was a standout performer in the Boxing Day win over Bristol City with 2 goals. His all-round players come on leaps and bounds, and his pressing from the front could also cause problems for a Derby team that like to play out from the back.
It was 3-0 to Charlton when the teams met at the Valley back in October, but it took Lee Bowyer's side over 2 months and 12 games before they celebrated their next win, that 3-2 success against Bristol City on Boxing Day. And results haven't been much better for his opposite number, Philippe Cocu. January, in fact, is shaping up to be a critical month for Derby. They face 3 of the current bottom 4 teams in the Championship and a difficult FA Cup tie away to Crystal Palace. It's a month that could define the rest of their season. And this is the first of 2 successive home games for them. Charlton tonight, then Barnsley on Thursday night, and Cocu has challenged his players to end the old year and start the new one with 2 wins that could lift them up the Championship table. Derby in the white shirts, Charlton as ever in red. And both managers have had to deal with a long list of injuries, as you've heard, but it's Derby in a great position straight away. could have been a sensational start. Dion Phillips reacted very well there as Waghorn threatened a goal in the opening minute.
Oh, what a great start it could have been from Derby. It's great link-up with Waghorn, Marriott, and then a lovely ball through from Knight. But this is brilliant from Phillips. He comes off his line so quickly, and he makes the goal as small as possible. He makes an outstanding save in under 1 minute.
Well, he has been one of the busiest goalkeepers in the Championship this season, but even he couldn't have expected to be called into action quite as quickly as that. He's been the first name on the team sheet for the last 12 months after waiting a long time for his opportunity in the first team. And Waghorn very close to beating him there. He's a player in form at the moment, Martin Waghorn. Got the late equaliser I mentioned against Wigan. 7 goals he scored this season. Derby on the front foot straight away here. Wisdom has returned to the side at right back, having missed a lot of games with a knee problem this season. The ball down the line for Holmes. It's gone out for a Charlton throw, and that'll disappoint Holmes. He's got a very useful long throw on him. Charlton beat Bristol City 3-2 on Boxing Day. As I mentioned, their first win in 12 games since they beat Derby back in October by 3-0. They haven't kept a single clean sheet since then. They can get goals, this Charlton side. At the moment, they're struggling to defend from going in the other end.
What he's trying to do, Lebo, he's just trying to get the balance right, because he can play a 4 at the back, he can play a 3 at the back. You know, 4 at the back, it gives them more opportunities going forward, but they are missing a lot of midfielders, so they want to have that extra man in there to give them solidity. And, you know, I think he's done an outstanding job, Lebo, and his coaching staff, when you take into account the amount of players that have been missing, and key players as well.
Gallagher with a long ball forward for Macaulay Bonne. Easily defended. Max Lowe plays it long for Derby. Ratley coming out of the back 3 to regain possession for Charlton. Clark back in the side tonight with a slice clearance there. He hasn't figured much recently. The central defender on a season's loan from Brighton.
I think he is a key player in this Derby team. He's been missed through injury, and with Cocu, the way he likes to play out from the back, and he becomes a really important player in that, because when you look at the back four, the centre-backs in particular, he's the most comfortable on the ball.
We saw with that long-headed clearance there, stretching the Derby back four momentarily. Wisdom wins it back. And Bielik with the ball back to goalkeeper Ben Henry, who's one of 3 players in this Derby lineup tonight that have played in the past for Charlton Athletic. Henry himself, Bielik and Waghorn. There is Bielik, who was substituted in their last game against Wigan. Not because he was injured or struggling for form, but because he just picked up a yellow card, and the manager thought he was in danger of getting another one.
Well, in the first game at Charlton, where Charlton were comprehensive winners, Bielik, they targeted him. They know he's very good on the ball. Obviously, he was there last season. Lee Bowyer knows him, so he will take more touches than is necessary. And what they did, they allowed Bielik to have the ball, and then they went after him. So it'll be interesting to see to do the same thing this evening.
The international, the club's record signing, a reported £10 million, in fact, from Arsenal.
He's a very good player, and last season when he was at Charlton, it gave him the flexibility to change system. He would either play as one of the back 3, or if they changed to a diamond in midfield, he would play at the base, and there's no doubt about it. He's got great quality, but at times he can just take one touch too many in the wrong areas.
Gallagher with the ball for Charlton. Feeding it down the line to Macaulay Bonne. Comes up from him for the pass, which has earned Charlton his throw. Chris Solly takes it quickly. Probably not really expecting that. We'll eventually get it clear. to break as Waghorn loses possession. Clark should deal with that. Calmly taken on the chest. It was in fact Graham Potter's first signing for Brighton, that Clark. And out to Derby. And the ball into Dwayne Holmes, the USA international, busy, technically gifted player. Gets it forward quickly, maybe a little bit too quickly in the end. They've kept possession, have they? No, goal kick.
I think the worrying thing there for Charlton was that you've got Oshalaja, who's your defensive midfielder. He was caught right upfield, and there was a huge gap between Charlton's back three and the midfield. And that's something that they won't want to allow too often, just because of the simple fact of one pass. When you're beating Oshalaja and the likes of Holmes or Waghorn or Knight getting on the ball, they need to have the units closer together.
Lebo has had as many as 13 players out injured all at once this season. One promotion from League One in his first full season as manager of Charlton, after replacing Carl Robinson, now doing an excellent job at Oxford. Maxlow's clearance should be dealt with comfortably by Ben Parrington. He goes long. Here's Wisdom. Second opportunity, but he still couldn't find the intended target of Dwayne Holmes. Had a lot of injuries last season and this one. Former Liverpool player. Actually had 10 years at Anfield. Went out on loan several times during that period. Upfield to Waghorn. Beaten by Pratley. Oh, that was an important challenge. Gallagher picks up the loose ball, facing his own goal. Pratley's there again, and then it goes to Naby Sarr. Barrington on that left-hand side of the field, left wing-back position. Lost his place against Bristol City, although he did come on as a substitute in that game. There's Clark. Not a lot on going forward, so back it goes to Van Hamer, who's been back in Derby's goal the last half a dozen games. Another one on loan. He's here for the season from Huddersfield. Made a few appearances in the Premier League for them last season. Looking for Waghorn or beyond him Marriott. Parrington again. Gone.
Doing at the moment, Charlton, not allowing Derby to play out from the back. They're pressing with a 5, and what they're doing, they're making Hamer go long with the ball, and they will fancy the chances of the likes of Pratley, Lockyer and Sarr against Marriott and Waghorn. They'll fancy their chances when the ball's being played long to be able to win it and then get themselves back on the front foot.
They really have done well, Charlton, in view of all those injuries I mentioned. They had a terrible run of 6 defeats in 7 games before the recent run of 3 without defeat. They've got a free kick here. Maxlow's tackle, leading to it. All the way back into their own half here. Pratley finding Naby Sarr. Couldn't pick out Oshalaja in the middle, so it's Derby on the attack again with the diminutive Dwayne Holmes. That's a lovely ball. Wisdom with the early cross. The goalkeeper somehow got there, but it's still bundled home. And it's Derby County who take the lead. Big problems now for Charlton. It's 2 years since Derby lost a game after going in front. Brave from Jason Knight. It looked as though Charlton had dealt with the danger, but he followed it in and gets his reward.
Well, I said he's the man of the moment, Knight, and he's exactly that. He's brave. He puts his head where some wouldn't put their feet, and it's wonderful from Wisdom. He just keeps his width, and then what happens is Sarr is dragged out, so that's one centre-back out of the game. You look at Waghorn, question marks, is he offside here? I think he is as the ball's played. He gets the touch on it, and then Knight, you just see his bravery. He takes a kick in the head for his bravery, but he won't mind. But like I say, Waghorn, he is in an offside position. Well, VAR isn't here, so it won't be ruled out. And what a great start it is for Derby.
A moment that the 18-year-old won't forget in a hurry. His first ever goal for Derby County. And a bang on the head to help him remember. Well, he's okay, he's recovered. Wayne Rooney, no less, has been praising him in the last few days. And listen to this for a tribute. He said, "He reminds me of myself when I was a youngster. His attitude, his energy, his ability." He must have loved that compliment from one of England's all-time greats.
No doubt about that. And the one thing that you'll say, for all the doom and gloom with Derby, they have given the younger players the opportunity. The likes of Knight, obviously Sibley, another young player, given an opportunity. Bird. So, the younger players getting given their chances. And when you look at a player like Knight in particular, he's a real standout performer. A lot of people believe that at this club he could be captain material in the next year or two, because he really does grab the games by the scruff of the neck. And sometimes younger players come into the team, they can actually just pick up the older senior players and just drag them along. And his energy, there's no doubt about it, it's exactly what he can do.
Well, as I said when the goal went in, Charlton have a real problem now. Would you believe it's 2 years and 58 games since Derby were beaten after taking the lead. Some record, some start for him.
Asked Lee Bowie, obviously they had their win against Bristol City, and he said it's the first time as a manager or as a player that he's walked away from the pitch and was disappointed, he was annoyed, he was frustrated, even though they'd won the game, because he said from his perspective it's his job to keep improving and to push the players, and that's why he wasn't happy with the win on Boxing Day.
Well, defensive frailties, they're in evidence again. And they failed to win any of the 10 games this season in which they've conceded the opening goal. Well, they almost had lift-off, didn't they, Derby, in the opening minute? They have now, with only coming up to 13 minutes on the clock. And here's Wisdom. Sarr with the clearance. Waghorn will chase this for all he's worth and retrieves possession. Whoops. Not one of his better crosses. Technically, that's the first headed goal that Derby have managed in the entire campaign so far. A header that gave him a headache. And as I said, a moment of great joy.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's been a very bright start from Derby. But the one thing, like I said, about Charlton, at the moment the units are too far apart. You've got your back three, but then there's a huge gap between the defence and the midfield, and that's where Derby are taking advantage of. They're getting plays. You're seeing the touch now, Marriott getting in there. You've got, obviously, Knight, who scored the goal. They're having too much time and space on the ball, and Charlton just need to decide, is the midfield going to drop deeper with the back three, or is the back three going to push higher?
Charlton get the throw-in award. Morgan. Sarr. Carrington on the left touchline. Gets it back from Ishalaja. And then back to Darren Pratley. There's Tom Lockyer. He's been their most effective defender this season for Charlton, Lockyer. Gallagher felt he was pushed in the back there. Tonight's referee, Jeremy Simpson, doesn't agree. Lockyer again. Wales international goes long, but Wisdom deals with that problem. Carrington earns another throw, and Alfie Doughty, who scored the winner against Bristol City on Boxing Day, his first ever goal for Charlton. Another of the youngsters has been forced into action in this season of so many casualties. Just 20. Gallagher making ground here, and then gives it away. Charlton still threatening. Ishalaja in a good position on the edge of the box there if Gallagher can find him. I think he fell rather than being tripped. Lovely bit of play then by Holmes to keep Waghorn in possession for Derby. And on it goes to Max Lowe. He's got Jason Knight to his left. He's going to go all the way as he He picks out the youngster. Ball in the end. Whoa! That was a strong challenge on Gallagher. And the referee is going to reach for the card, I believe, here for Christian Bielik. The Charlton players very unhappy about the challenge. He's not too pleased either. Well, remember, he got a yellow card against Wigan on Boxing Day, which led to Lee Bowyer substituting him. He wouldn't want history to repeat himself. Well, he doesn't have to, because I'm afraid for him and for Derby, it's not yellow this time, it's red.
I was about to say, the referee, Jeremy Simpson, he was taking his time. He was taking his time, gathering his thoughts, just stepping away. And when you initially look at the challenge, it looks like a really poor challenge. It's late, but I just wonder whether the red card, I wonder whether his studs are up as he goes to make the challenge, and they are. And that's where the referee's got himself in a great position. It's not going to look any better in slow motion. That's a poor challenge. It's a poor challenge, and I think it's the correct decision. A lot of people would say a yellow card is enough, but it's how he goes in. You know, he's not in control. It's late. His studs are up, and I think the referee has made the correct decision. Obviously, the Derby supporters, they're frustrated by it, but it's a poor challenge, and I think it is worthy of a red card.
And Jeremy Simpson is one of the stricter referees on duty in the Championship. He's shown a lot of yellow and red cards already this season, but I have to agree with you. I think he made the right call there, and he was in the perfect position to judge the ferocity of the challenge. Well, it looked like his team were off to a great start. Now they have a problem.
Well, as you quite rightly said, Bielik, who was taken off after 44 minutes on a yellow card in the previous game at Wigan. Now he's been sent off after 17 minutes. This just makes the task a lot harder for Derby, given as well how important he is for the team.
And with the layoff. Here's Naby Sarr. It's not a bad ball, but it's offside anyway.
Just as when you talk about Charlton with Bonnie, he's offside. He will always try and play on the shoulder, looking to gain behind. But now Derby, it looks as though very much gone to 4-4-1 now. Now the problem was where they had joy in the opening 15-16 minutes of getting the ball towards Marriott and having Waghorn close to him. It's going to be a lot more difficult now. So Derby just got to make sure they keep everybody close together. And Waghorn, when possible, coming in off that right-hand side and joining in with Marriott, or Marriott will find himself very isolated.
70-odd minutes with 10 men is difficult enough at the best of times. But when you've had such a punishing programme, as all teams have, of course, over this festive period, it makes it even more difficult. Shay Gibbon and the coaching staff here, perhaps having a look at that incident or deciding how they reshape their team now.
Yeah, I think the thing is as well, when you look at the incident with Bielik, there's no need to make the challenge there. You know, it's okay, Charlton may be looking to break, but there's no need to go in with the ferocity that he has done. It's a late challenge, it's a poor challenge, and you know, he's out of control, and like I say, I stand by what I said previously. I think the referee was right to give the red card.
Here's Lowe on one of those long searing runs again, but this time he runs straight into trouble with Lockyer. Much larger down the line. A bit of a scramble there on the halfway line. Referee's not happy about that.
It's great skill once again from Holmes to get away from Gallagher, and then Gallagher pulls his shirt back ordinarily. We would see a yellow card for that. The referee's kept his yellow cards. in his pocket this time, but you can see the fans, they're not happy because obviously Bielik is the man who got sent off for the challenge on Gallagher.
Yeah, a bit of a silly thing to do, really, by Conor Gallagher. Wisdom. They need to keep possession as much as they can now. They don't want to be chasing with only 10 men out there. Picked up by Baird in midfield. Wisdom. Horn has gone out to the right to take on Harrington. And the ball was useful to the back post, but Charlton defend it well. Not well enough the second ball, however. And here goes Dwayne Holmes again, trying his luck from long range. There's Darren Prattley. Abby Saar goes long. Ball came out towards Solly. A wild clearance there by Lowe. Gallagher onto it, and his boot into the head of the Derby player, and the crowd want retribution here. He escaped a potential yellow card only a couple of minutes ago.
You see his situation. As Clark puts his head down, I wouldn't necessarily say it's high feet from Gallagher. The referee initially plays on, but then brings it back for the foul.
Well, he's got to be very careful now, because if he steps out of line again, I'm sure he will be seeing that yellow card. Well, Tom Lawrence has got a 2-match suspension, and with the sending off as well of Bielik, it looks as though Wayne Rooney is lined up to make his debut for Derby County against Barnsley on Thursday night. That's January the 2nd, by the way, if you lost track of the days, as most of us do at this stage of the year. Gallagher can expect the booing to continue now for his part in a couple of incidents already. Meantime, Naby Sarr for Charlton. Did well to keep it alive there, Solly. The crowd really angry about the red card, and I'm sure the referee will ignore their pleas to even things up. Unless it's serious, of course. Gallagher certainly the object of their disgust at the moment. Shalaja helping it on. Saar. There's Prattley. His longest run now in the starting 11. Darren Prattley, experienced player, can also play in midfield. Clark coming out from the back to concede the throw. So he forced to go back 10 yards to the correct position. Lockyer finds Prattley. This Saar. Lockyer. Gallagher wanted it to his left. That was the straightforward ball. He chose the more difficult one. But Charlton remain in Derby's half.
Just looking at Charlton, obviously still with the back three. They do have the ability to change to a back four with the personnel and they've got in the team. I just wonder how long they'll stay with the back three until maybe Prattley, he pushes. We go to a diamond with him at the base of the diamond with that extra man in midfield. So it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds over the next few minutes to see whether it does change.
Prattley finds Saar. scored in the 3-0 victory back in October against Derby. Gallagher's there again. So well forward. To tell you his name when he gets possession. The crowd will indicate who it is with the booing. Sarr, Harrington, plenty in the middle here for Charlton. One is falling on, but it's control this time is poor.
You can see now, obviously, Charlton dominating possession. I think what becomes really important is when you're a team that are going to be under pressure, when you lose a man, you drop deeper, you become more central. So therefore, wide areas is where the space will be, and that's where it's so important the likes of Purrington, Solly, and even Lockyer at times get forward, get wide, and then get balls into the box. Because, like I say, the deeper you go, the more narrow you become as well. And that's why I think Charlton is so important that they start to use the whole width of the pitch as good as possible.
Harrington's attempted ball down the line fell short there, well intercepted. Marriott, I think it was, who got the touch. Shalaja. The defender, Shalaja, rather than a midfielder, but because of the long casualty list for Charlton, forced into a slightly unfamiliar position. Here's Sarr. Harrington. Wisdom blocks the cross. Harrington's cross. Solly, the right wing back, is inside the Derby penalty area originally. That's how much confidence they've got at the moment that they can push on. They've got a corner. They can afford to do that. What they're doing, they're just sitting at the moment. Pratley and Sarr just staying behind the ball. But like I said, both wing-backs, they can be attacking at the same time. And that was a prime example. Purrington's crossing the ball from the left wing-back position. And Solly, the right wing-back, he's getting into the box himself. Gallagher getting abused, as you might expect, as he comes across to take this corner. Having a word now with Alfie Doughty about what's planned next. The massive figure of Naby Sarr, 6'5", a potential problem here. It goes sailing over his and everyone else's head. Poor corner, to the delight of the home fans. It's low. Good. Wisdom. Alcorn's layoff. Wisdom. That's Bird. Bird was the man who came on at half-time against Wigan and got a lot of praise from his manager for his performance. Wisdom slides one through there. And was that a foul? The referee saw nothing wrong with the challenge. Nope, says Mr. Simpson. With Solly. Lockyer. Into Pratley. Sarr. Solly using the full width of the pitch here, Charlton. And Solly keeps on going. Lockyer. Well in the middle for the cross. The goalkeeper, well, it looks as though he could have caught it. Easy for me to say. But he's knocked it out of play, one-handed, and it's going to be a corner. I think he might have thought it had gone out of play already. Don't know.
I think he's saying that he didn't touch it. I think he's saying he had nothing to do with it whatsoever. But it is good play from Charlton. Like I say, going wider at times now. We'll see here whether he touches it. So difficult to tell. He's pleading his innocence. And the assistant referee's having absolutely nothing of it.
Referee Simpson, not a very popular figure here at Pride Park at the moment, for various reasons. Also larger on the near post there, so is Bon. Sarr's the man they've got to worry about if the delivery is good, and it was. Pratt is in there too. Back in towards Sarr. Well, just over half an hour gone, and plenty going on here as Marriott is in a great position. And then the goal scorer, Jason Knight, hauled to the ground.
It is, it's brilliant from Knight. He knows the ball's going up to Marriott. He knows he's not favourite to win it, so he makes sure he gets on the knockdown and gets his team a foul.
He's already an under-21 international for the Republic of Ireland at the age of 18. Only made his debut back in August. His goal separates the sides. Maxwell will take the free kick. Still can't get it totally clear. The shot deflected there. The goalkeeper had to keep his eyes on that one as it leaped towards him.
Ends up being good defending from Sarr. And what they do and what Derby have done, well, they picked up so many of the second balls. And then we know what Marriott's like. Anytime he gets himself a yard, he's going to look to get it towards goal, and ends up being a good block from Sarr.
Matt Clark joining the other central defender Curtis Davis for this corner. Fell well short. Holmes hammers it back in. Ooh, certainly on target. A long throw was meant from the Corby ball, but very well anticipated by Holmes to get across and win it back. Having just delivered the shot, that was excellent play from him, and he's still going. Goal kick.
He's just chasing after Holmes, looking to get on the counter. He just pulled up and be hoping that he's okay, not only because he's the top goal scorer, but obviously with Lyle Taylor being on the bench as well, being out a long time through injury, won't be wanting to use him just yet.
Goal scoring has been the big problem for Derby. Only 22 goals before tonight in 24 league games. The bottom team, Wigan, the only side in the Championship with a worse record than that. They lost a lot of goals from last season when loanees Harry Wilson and Mason Mount went back to their respective clubs. They'd scored 28 goals between them. That's a lot of goals to replace. Pratley. Gallagher. And short there to Doughty. Gallagher. Twisting and turning and keeping possession. Pratley. Out to Perrington. Dangerous looking cross. Lockyer. That's a good ball in as well. He's never likely to trouble Ben Heyman.
He gets up well, Bomb. It's always going to be a difficult one because it's a floated ball more than anything, so he has to try and get power, trajectory, and the direction on it. He's just not able to do that, which goes harmlessly over.
Scored the opener when they beat Derby in October, and he's leading scorer with 8 goals, 2 of them coming in the last game against Bristol City. Lockyer wins the header at the other end. Another clearance by him. Push there surely by Bond. Yep, on Clark, free kick to Derby, who will want to get through to half-time and hope to reorganise things to cover the absence of Bielik. Well, the home fans feeling they should have had another free kick there, as Solly hits it long. Bielik trying to stop Wisdom getting it forward, but fails to do so. Here's Holmes. Marriott back to Lowe. Play switch to Wisdom. Lockyer intercepts. Here's Sarr. Harrington really hugging that left touchline for Charlton. Gallagher. Sarr's a long way forward now as well. Bobby Morgan. Solly. Lockyer. Another good cross by him. Solly keeps it alive for Charlton. And Waghorn foul. But the very fact that Martin Waghorn was back on the edge of his own box shows you that the problems that they're facing now, Derby.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Charlton, they're having to be patient, because Derby, what they are doing really well, when they lose the ball, they're getting back behind the ball, they're not chasing after the ball, they're just getting themselves set. And as we've seen so far from Charlton, when they are now getting into good areas, they're not being afraid to put the ball into the box. They just need to get the right quality in order to get the opportunities.
Well, this team enjoying a lot of possession in the last 15-20 minutes or so since Bielik's red card. Harrington. There's Quackley. Lockyer. Three central defenders seem to be spending more time in the opposition half at the moment. There's Sarr. Harrington. Gallagher beats his man. Too high. Here takes the throw quickly, picks out Morgan. He'll have a pop here, will he? He thought about it. Lays it off to Sarr, who will. Well, we've got 3 games for you on New Year's Day, live only on Sky Sports. Starting with Millwall, top half of the Sky Bet Championship against Luton. And then Wycombe Wanderers, top of League One, against Ipswich, who are 4th. That's a 2:45. And then a massive game between West Bromwich Albion and Leeds from 5 p.m. Well, finally, the referee has given a yellow card to a Charlton player.
Well, he knew exactly what he was doing there. Sarr, it was clever play by Marriott. Sarr doesn't touch that with his hand, then Marriott's away. And I think that's something from Sarr's perspective. He'll look at it and go, it was a worthwhile yellow card, or otherwise Marriott was going to be on his way.
Takes it again. Got something on it. Cleared by Gallagher. Wisdom. And it goes from Knight. Clark heads it forward. Bond for Charlton. Getting unduly anxious here about the amount of time it's taken Van Hemert to get the ball forward. But we have to remember that the main priority for Derby at the moment is to get through the hard time without conceding another one. Well, 2 collisions in quick succession. Neither of them leading to what the crowd wanted to see. At least I don't think so, because they want to see another card. Let's see what the referee decides here. Inevitably, Gallagher involved again.
He's right in the middle of it, Gallagher. It's a challenge for Wisdom, but it's maybe a painful one for Gallagher, but Wisdom has done absolutely nothing wrong in this situation. He's just gone in. Oh no, actually, when you see it from that angle, he stood on Gallagher's foot. You can see why he is in the pain. The first angle, you don't see it quite so well. But now you see it. It's a painful one for Gallagher. Wisdom probably count himself a little bit fortunate. He hasn't gone into the referee's book, but he's in the middle of it. At the moment, Gallagher.
Yeah, he has been the villain as far as most of this crowd are concerned. Smile on his face. The Derby fans believing he was making a meal of that, but when you see that slow motion replay, which they haven't, of course, it was a genuine injury. Have to stay off the field for the moment. And that's what damage was done. Goalkeeper's got to be right here, and he was. Lockyer. Prattle. Here's Perrington. To Sarr. He has Solly to his right. Morgan coming short to receive it. And gets it. Shalaja. Here's Sarr. Gallagher. Holmes brings it away for Derby County. Knight. This Wisdom hit Martin Waghorn. Naby Sarr. Lockyer. Two wing backs literally hugging the touchlines here. As Wisdom slightly misjudges that one. One plays it forward. Derby's lead intact, despite the fact that they're playing with only 10 men after the red card for Christian Bielik. Waghorn linking again with Marriott. Good strong challenge by Arshalaja to keep possession for Charlton. Gallagher plays it down the left touchline to Macaulay Bonne. Looks though he's carrying a bit of an injury still.
Yeah, he is. I think it's from that initial chase on Holmes, but one of the things that Charlton have been doing, they're starting to dominate possession. They're starting to get plenty of ball. They're switching the play quickly. And Lebo, you can tell he'd be really frustrated because it's just been that final ball. The amount of crosses they're getting into the box, I think since the sending off, it's been something like 12. So they're doing the right thing, but the quality of the crosses needs to be better because they're getting enough players in there. But like I say, at the moment, they're either being overhit or even going behind the goal.
Davis heads forward. County beaten to it. Here's Waghorn. He's got Marriott in support. Now Holmes. Here is Marriott. Only Waghorn in an advanced position at the moment, though, for Derby. They've got to be careful when they keep possession like this. 3 minutes will be added. Here's Lowe for Derby. Clark under pressure here. Wisdom heads on. Marriott dispossessed. There's Osalaja. Solly takes over. Brackley. Osalaja. Out to Parrington. Now Sarr. Encouraged to keep going forward. The big central defender. Osalaja. Picking out Lockyer. And he's in trouble there against Lowe. Well, they're committing so many men forward here, Charlton, inevitably, because they're a goal down, that they could be in trouble on the break.
I think the thing is, though, in Derby, it's very difficult when you're down to 10 men. You want to get everybody back behind the ball, and now it looks as though Waghorn and Marriott, they swap positions, so Waghorn is your focal point now, but it's difficult because he can get separated from the rest of his team, so therefore it's difficult for Derby to get out.
Parrington. Hit straight against Wisdom. That was a foul, I think. And the referee hasn't given it. And Martin Waghorn is furious with him.
It's just a challenge from Osalaja. That is a foul. I don't think there's any doubt about it. That is a poor challenge. Holmes, you see the discomfort is in, but regardless of anything, it's a foul.
He tries to see that one out safely. Goal kick. Well, it is the pantomime season. He's definitely been the villain as far as Derby are concerned.
Certainly has, but this is fantastic play from Waghorn. You know, used to seeing him right wing or centre forward. He comes back and makes sure Gallagher doesn't make anything of it.
Brackley. On to Sarr. This will be the final attack of the half. Solly. And there is the half-time whistle. Well, it was a half that started very well for Derby County. They almost scored in the opening minute. In fact, they did score through youngster Jason Knight when he bundled the ball home in a goal-mouth scramble. And then, of course, things changed quite dramatically as far as Derby were concerned when Christian Bielik brought down Conor Gallagher, and the referee, rightly in the opinion of most people, deemed it a red card offence. So Derby have the lead, but only have 10 men. Derby 1, Charlton 0.
Welcome back to Pride Park. 1-0 to Derby in the first half against Charlton. Darren Bent alongside me for this one. A mixed bag, shall we say, in the first half for Derby. Let's start with a good. Jason Knight's first ever goal, first ever senior goal, a product of the Rams youth system. A lot of bravery as well the young man showed, didn't he?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously, Charlton give the ball away in a bad area, but Derby capitalise on that. But he, as you said, great bravery. I mean, a lot of guys might have shied away a little bit, but he wasn't.
But you were saying yourself that you might have gone with it.
Exactly. I would have gone with my foot. I would have thrown myself at it with my right foot and tried to hook it. But he's thrown his head in there, and listen, he's got his rewards. And I just worried he was a bit concussed after that. But listen, great goal.
Would you be frustrated, Darren, with this decision here? Is Martin Waghorn offside for you?
No, for me, he's online. I don't care about VAR. For me, I think he's dead online. I don't think he's offside there. But as I said, it's about Jason Knight after this. I mean, Waghorn, great persistence. Keeper maybe could do a little bit better, but great bravery, and he gets his rewards. The
knee, perhaps, of Waghorn not beyond the last man?
No, listen, to me, I think he's on. I think he's in line, yeah.
But from the point of view of the frustration that Charlton may feel within this, yes, we talk about perhaps the technology that might be used when you're talking about decisions such as this, but the ball coming in from Andre Wisdom, you're happy enough with the Waghorn positioning?
Yeah, I don't think it was enough. I mean, listen, if I'd drew lines on the pitch and really narrowed down, he might have found a fraction, he might be, but obviously when you look at that first angle, for me, he's level, he's in line.
Well, that's the good. The bad came about 5 minutes later. Christian Bielik's challenge on Conor Gallagher resulted in a red card. Darren, for you, any debate in this?
Not at all. I mean, where Jason, I thought maybe he should have slung it in, but from there, I don't know where he's going because they're still miles away from the goal. He's got covered, there's 2 defenders behind, so there's no need for him to fly in with that tackle. But when you sit there and you slow it down, that's dangerous. Do you know what I mean? Not only is it reckless, it's really dangerous, and it's just lucky that Gallagher's managed to play on after this, because that's awful.
And good positioning from the referee in that instance to make sure that he made the right decision.
Yeah, and what I like about the ref, he slows it down as well. A lot of referees just sprint over there when there's a lot of commotion going on. He kind of took a few minutes, settled himself down, then gave the right decision, because, as I said, that was reckless and dangerous.
Well, it does mean that he does actually get his 22nd birthday off, which comes on January the 2nd, Christian Bielik. But Conor Gallagher has been on the end of a couple of metre challenges. Is this one as bad as the Bielik one for you from Andre Wisdom?
Well, it's another red. When you slow it down again, look, I mean, it's awful. Again, over the top of the ball, and look at his ankle. He's lucky his ankle didn't snap. And I know no one even bats an eyelid and said it's a foul, and I know the fans have been on Gallagher's back because they don't have the option of seeing it slow motion like we do. But when you see it again...
The referee once again for you, in the right place at the right time?
I don't think you can see from there. It looks like, I can't remember, it looks like his home's in front of him, so he'd be looking through bodies. But for me, as I said, when you slow it down, it's another red card.
So, of course, a red card is either excessive force or endangering the safety of an opponent. Derby County find themselves 1 up, but a man down. Not the most straightforward of halves for anyone inside Pride Park. For the Cocker, perhaps, with work to do in the second half to maintain the lead. With 2 live offerings of Championship action on January the 2nd. Potentially Wayne Rooney's first appearance in a Ram shirt as Derby take on Barnsley. That's on main event. And Swansea against Charlton is on the same evening. Sky Sports Football for that game. And an extended interview with Wayne Rooney ahead of his Championship bow is on Sky Sports main event on Thursday at 10:15. Excellent work once again by our very own Jonathan Oakes. We've had a goal and a red card here at Pride Park in the first half. Jason Knight bravely headed home the only goal of the game so far. Proud moment for one of Derby's own, scoring his first ever senior goal. That good work undone 5 minutes later, though, by Christian Bielik. His shocking lunge on Conor Gallagher, resulting in a red card from referee Jeremy Simpson. Well, recent form not dazzling for either of these sides coming into this game. No wins in 7 for Derby, but Charlton are unbeaten in 3. Both sets of fans looking to close out 2019 with a much-needed 3 points. The second half is coming next. With the news of a change, Dan Higginbottom and Alan Parry.
Yes, and Charlton have been forced into a half-time change. Macaulay Bonne, who we think picked up a hamstring injury towards the end of the first half, has been replaced by Lyle Taylor, who's been back from injury himself in the last few games. He had a long spell out, in fact, with a knee problem that he suffered playing for the national team he represents, Montserrat. That was back in September. He was their leading scorer last season with 25 goals. He's got 6 in this campaign. He was rested tonight because he's played so often due to all the other injuries since coming back from that long-term problem that Lee Bowyer decided he needed a rest. But now he's got 45 minutes. Gallagher, the man involved in that major incident in the first half, getting boos as ever from the home fans. Well, fewer than 20 of Derby's 27 points this season have been won here at Pride Park. They've lost just twice at home. A very impressive record. However, they did have 11 men on the field in those games. Now they face, of course, 45 minutes with only 10. But crucially, they do have the lead. Wisdom with a long ball forward. They can't afford to give it away that cheaply, though. Tactical problems as far as Derby are concerned. Patience, the main problem, I guess you could say, for Charlton. They can't afford to force the issue here. Doughty with the cross. Not the best layoff from Marriott.
Just looking at Charlton, very much been a change of system. They've gone to a back 4 now. Bradley's moved into midfield, and you've got Lockyer and Sarr now as your 2 centre-backs. Just to try and get more support going forward. Like I say, they don't need a 3-man back line now. What it means is when the ball does go in and around Taylor, he holds it up really well. And quickly now he's getting support by the likes of Gallagher.
Pretty poor effort by Gallagher.
Well, one of the things that Lee Bowyer does, and he does it before games, if they're starting with a 3 or he's starting with a 4, he'll speak to the individual units and say, right, OK, if I give the signal to change, this is where I want you to go, so everybody knows what's expected of them. But he doesn't do it as a collective because he doesn't want to confuse. He'll speak to the defence, the midfield and then the attack, and the players know exactly what's expected of them.
There's Lockyer. Solly in lots of space down that right-hand side. Same could be said for Purrington on the opposite flank. Who gets the ball now? Saar. Pratley, mentioned in the first half, he's comfortable in midfield. Had a lot of games there in his career. Goes forward to Taylor. It's a decent layoff. Clearance by Holmes, but the pattern looks to have been set in the opening couple of minutes here. With Derby getting as many men back behind the ball as they can, and Charlton enjoying the lion's share of possession.
What they've done is something that Lee Bowyer did a lot last season. They've gone with a diamond. So Pratley's now sitting at the base of the diamond. You've got Morgan one side, Oshalaja the other, and then Gallagher is your number 10 at the tip of the diamond, with Doughty and Taylor up front.
Of course, as you know, Danny, teams do in training rehearse situations just like this, 10 men, so it's not an unfamiliar scenario.
No, it isn't. And I've been in this situation myself before. When you're a team that's down to 10 men, naturally human nature, you drop deeper and deeper and deeper, but it's important that you just have a certain amount of bravery to make sure you don't drop too deep, because you're just inviting constant pressure.
Doughty. Oh, it was a decent effort. The goalkeeper let it slip initially, but quickly grabbed it.
Yeah, like I say, with Doughty now playing in a more advanced position, but what was interesting was before then.
Yeah, the other end, there's a problem here. Well, the goalkeeper, as he did in the opening minute of the game, made a dash, and that certainly put Marriott off his stride.
There was a chance, and it was just simply route one. Just see Marriott gets on the wrong side of Lockyer, just gets his angles wrong. He'd be disappointed he wasn't able to get that on target. We know what an instinctive finisher Marriott is. There was an opportunity to put the ball into the back of the net, but it wasn't to be.
Saar. Easy one for Lowe to intercept. That's a good ball. Derby using the full width of the pitch to good effect here, with Knight, their goal scorer, in possession. Taking men on. And he's got a corner for his side. Good play by the youngster.
It's brilliant, brilliant from Knight. You know, he does bring so much energy, and he's only been involved with the first team for a number of months. He's not afraid to speak his mind as well, something that's been noted in training, and it's great play from him. Gets his team a corner, relieves a little bit of the pressure, gives them an opportunity.
Curtis Davis has made his way forward, as has Matt Clark. Cleared by Gallagher. Holmes. And we've got 4 men in advanced positions here, Derby. Cross not good enough.
Well, one thing he did do, Derby, they were brave, left 2v2 at the back. Doughty was staying up with Taylor. Just have to be careful, because you can't win the ball back. All of a sudden, Derby become very stretched.
Doughty moving in, but Wisdom got there first. Pratley. Looking for Taylor in the box. Oh, it was a wild effort, really, from Albie Morgan.
They do have the licence to get forward. When the ball goes into Taylor, his intelligence of bringing others into play. But what they're doing at the moment, Charlton, when Derby are on the attack, Doughty and Taylor, they're both pushing wide. They're dragging the centre-backs out, and they're trying to create space then for the likes of Gallagher and Morgan to get into when they're going forward, and that's what's creating some opportunities. And you know, we've already seen Gallagher pick up some intelligent spaces so far, and that's where you've got Curtis Davis at the back. He's the experienced player. When the two centre-forwards are splitting as much as they are, the communication has to be so spot on, so otherwise the centre-backs are dragged so far apart.
Gallagher giving it away this time. Yeah, fascinating tactical battle being fought here in the second half at Pride Park. Gallagher. Oh, he got a little nudge as he played the ball off there. Nudge being an understatement, I think, from Dwayne Holmes.
I think the referee will probably be revisiting that. He played the advantage. He had a stern look at Holmes.
Long ball for Doughty to try and get onto here. And he did well to reach it. Couldn't do much with the cross from that angle. Hamer delivers, looking for Waghorn on the right flank. Pratley. Issar. Spreads the play intelligently to Chris Solly on the right. Issar again for Charlton. Doughty. Well, they've got to keep possession as much as they can here, Derby, because the pressure is growing and growing as Pratley sees a gap and goes for it, and then slips at the vital moment. Well, even he can see the funny side of that.
I can relate to that. I've done plenty of them in my time. You see, he's got forward, he's done all the hard work, and it's just a complete air shot.
Hugely experienced player, played for Fulham and Swansea, Bolton.
He's another player, though, because of the injuries. I saw him recently against Hull and he was outstanding. But because of the injuries, he's having to play week in, week out, and he brings so much experience. But I think at that age, you know, if you've got the possibility of the squad rotation, which they haven't at the moment, Charlton, then he wouldn't be playing week in, week out. But he just brings a calming reassurance to the team, in particular in midfield.
Yep, Harry Redknapp's favourite phrase, down to the bare bones, certainly applies for Charlton at the moment. Here's Lowe for Derby. Goes it forward. It was aimed at Marriott. Oh, it was a slip there, but he recovered very well, Lockyer. Solly. Lockyer slides it in to Lyle Taylor. Issar. Doughty to his left. Gallagher short if he wants that option. He picks out Doughty. Taylor makes a good run to the near post, but the cross blocked. He's still in there, however. Knight hooks it clear. No outlet at the moment for Derby. Sarr. Taylor couldn't reach that one. Sarr can try again. Lockyer. This is where they've got to be so careful not to lose possession, though, Charlton. And they have lost possession. Now, how quickly can Derby hit them on the break? Marriott's in a good position here. He's in a great position, and he gets it and goes for goal.
It's a good break, and this time it's Bird driving forward. Marriott's just asking for it and asking for it. To be fair, Bird just holds on to it as long as he can to try and drag Lockyer away to give Marriott more time and space. It's a good strike. It's a comfortable enough save from Phillips.
First opportunity for Dwayne Holmes to display his prowess with a long throw. It's a pretty good one too towards Waghorn. Cleared by Oshalaja. Sarr gets it away. Here's wisdom, though, for Derby. Davis. Holmes doing well. Tried a little footballer. And he met his match there in Doughty. Davis. But this is better. This is what the crowd wanted to see. Derby getting a spell of possession themselves. Dwayne Holmes. Waghorn. And Holmes with a lovely ball for Wisdom. Couldn't quite produce the cross he was looking for. The crowd were convinced that Sarr might have handled that. Gallagher's lay-up to Oshalaja. Solly. Sarr again. Oshalaja takes over. Barrington. Doughty. Plenty of choices here for Pratley. He goes short and gets it back. Taylor. Gallagher. Space in the middle here for Morgan. Sarr. Why not? Well, they can't pass their way through, so they're forced into long-range shots. Credit to Derby.
Step forward from the centre-back position. It's got plenty of power behind it. Plenty of power, but it's just always rising. Not so long ago, it was claimed from a penalty by the Derby players, but as you can see there, no chance of that.
He has scored 2 goals in his last 3 games, so entitled to have that effort, I think. Lockyer. Pratley. There's Oshalaja. Doughty. It's just a succession of passes. Here's a crucial one to Gallagher, though. Tried to pick out Lyle Taylor in the middle. They got it wrong.
The build-up play from Charlton throughout the evening has been good, but this is just a prime example of where it's breaking down. It's the final ball. Getting plenty of plays into the box, but as of yet, the delivery is not giving anything for any of the plays in the box to attack.
Waghorn and Marriott combining well to keep the ball in Derby's possession. Now Holmes. Low. Opened up nicely for him. And they've got 3 in the box, including Waghorn on the far post. Barrington back to head it clear, though. Davis. Neatly done by Max Baird. Holmes. Brilliant. Talented little player, isn't he?
He's been excellent. He's been absolutely everywhere, giving everything for the team, and that's what you need. You're down to 10 men, like you quite rightly said.
Oh, yeah. Very calmly done there by Matt Clark. Deserved that round of applause, didn't he? Low. If they can get Holmes on the ball more, who knows what they could achieve here. Derby. Waghorn holding it up well. Here is Holmes. It's not a bad ball either for Marriott, but he's offside. It looked as though he'd come from a deeper position than that, but assistant convinced. gone. The majority of it, with only 10 men. Derby still have their lead. And they've actually grown into the game more in the second half.
I think what they'll be looking for, soaking up the pressure, but as we've seen, they've had a couple of opportunities on the counter-attack themselves, and I think as the game goes on, Charlton will commit more men forward. That's where Derby, they will get the opportunities, because one thing they have got in particular from the midfield area and with Marriott, they've got energy.
Gallagher pursued by Holmes, finds Taylor. Shalaja out to Solly. Morgan. There's Pratley. Blocked by Holmes. It's a free kick, just what they wanted there, Derby. Gives them a little breathing space.
Well, sticking to the task. In the moment, the Derby players, every single one of them standing up to be counted. You see Pratley, he wasn't aware. Waghorn was pressing him. It's good playing, like I say, just relieves a little bit of the pressure.
Derby's poor form this season, a bit of a surprise really, because they have finished in the playoff places in each of the last two campaigns. Knocked out in the semi-finals in 2018, lost in the final against Aston Villa last season. As I mentioned, they've been hurt by the absence of Wilson and Mount, who went back to their parent clubs, Liverpool and Chelsea. Into a good place. Holmes is in an even better position here and pulls it back. Charlton struggling to get it clear at the moment. This is an excellent spell for the home side. Low. Here's Curtis Davis, hugely experienced central defender. Trip there, wasn't it? The referee's said play on. Feeds it out again to Max Lowe. Belts it forward again. Oshalaja with the interception. Much better spell though. Derby are enjoying now. Max Bird in possession again. Waghorn and also Marriott both forward. That's a good tackle. Crowd angry, but it was a good tackle. Doughty. Harrington. Pratley. Solly with plenty of time to get the ball under control. Shalaja. It's given Doughty a lot to do there.
So important when the ball's on the opposite side of the pitch. Can the opposite fullback tuck in? It's exactly what Purrington does, and he has to get the challenge spot on, and he does exactly that. I think you can just see the challenge between them, but it is more Purrington. I think it's a good challenge. When you look at Derby, you know, obviously with Cocu coming in the summer, what they've had throughout the years, they've had managers come and go, but they've all been managers with different ideas, different thought processes, and I think with Cocu coming in, it was a continuation of how Lampard saw the game. But the problem is, last season Lampard had Wilson, he had Mount, obviously Tomori and Keogh had a fantastic partnership with the centre-back position, so that's affected everything as well. And you know, they haven't got the players necessarily now to keep the game as quick as it was under Lampard because of the certain players that they've lost.
They failed to win any of their last three home games, by the way. They lost against Millwall just before Christmas, their first home defeat since August, that was. So if they can get the 3 points here tonight, they'll be in a great position again. Waghorn takes them forward again. He just slides it in, but inaccurately, to be honest. Knight, now, that might have gone out of play. The assistant hasn't flagged.
It's adamant that this goes out for a corner. All of the ball has gone out.
So 3/4 of the way through, and Charlton still can't find their equaliser, and they've been pegged back in the last few minutes by 10-man Derby. Right. It's a dangerous ball into the near post. Well defended by Sarr.
Great play once again from Knight, so direct. Gets the better of Sarr. It's a good ball into the box. Marriott was the first one to appreciate the ball that's put into the box.
Knight's goal still separates the sides. Charlton frustrated, and they're about to make 2 substitutions. Derby corner meanwhile. Horn got up well, but the ball was too high for him. Taylor, nice touch by him. Gallagher. Holmes continues his excellent spell. Now, that's silly. That is very silly by Gallagher. He's going to be in trouble.
Wonderful play initially from Holmes. I'm sure there's 2 or 3 of them on the pitch because he is everywhere, and he gets it out of trouble. You just see the pull back on Bird. Definite yellow card.
Okay, here come those changes. Josh Davison, a 20-year-old striker, coming on. He will be joined by Ben Dempsey, number 33 there. His league debut. He's only 20 as well. He's playing at non-league level earlier in the season. Good pass of the ball, apparently. Composed in possession. Waghorn. Wisdom plays it forward. That's a good ball. Waghorn. He's got Marriott well placed and slides it in to a dangerous area as Knight came in from the left.
This time it's the opposite full-back who gets round on the cover. Brilliant play once again from Holmes. And Waghorn, you see exactly what he's trying to do. And Solly inside that far post and clearing out the danger.
Wisdom's throw. Waghorn. It's a good ball for Holmes. And he weaves his way into a good position again. He's been outstanding. He's won a corner. Not in a massive hurry to take this derby, unsurprisingly. The 19-year-old Max Bird, who came through the club's youth system, will deliver eventually. Not bad either. So those changes for Charlton, Danny, what do you make of that?
I think it's just to get more attacking intent onto the pitch. I think they really don't need, with the amount of attacking, obviously from Derby's perspective, it is more counter-attacking now, so they've sacrificed a centre-back to get another attack-minded player onto the pitch. But I think what they just need to do is the use of the ball, that final ball, when they're going forward, make sure that they can get the decent passes in, then the crosses can come in. But so far, like I say, the build-up has been good, but it's just been that final ball.
Free kick given against Lyle Taylor there. Charlton, the first club he played for, of course, in a long career, most of it at the top level, and in that time he scored a lot of goals against Derby County. Barrington's header. Davison gets up high. Taylor. Solly on the right. Ooh, took a bit of a risk diving in like that against Max Lowe. excellent defensive display so far. Derby, in the first 15 minutes, they were reduced to 10 men. Remember when Bielik was red carded? The foul there by Whitaker. Gallagher will take the free kick himself. Just waiting for one or two teammates to get into an advanced position. And switches it to the left instead, to Doughty. Good cross of the ball if he can find room. Push there. And Dwayne Holmes. Delivers towards Waghorn. It was foul there by Purrington, surely. The assistant was literally a yard away from that and didn't give anything. Oh, he slid in well there, Dempsey. Delivered long towards Lyle Taylor. Yeah, there was a push in the back there. Free kick to Derby.
Will be delighted. You look at the touch in the opposition box, and that is just in the second half. And what it's been is Charlton, when we've said, when they're getting the balls out wide, it's just been that final ball's not been good enough, whereas Derby, they've been direct, they've gotten the ball. When they have got into good areas, they've made good balls into the box, and there's been last-ditch tackles or, you know, to stop the ball going into the back of the net from crosses. And, you know, Philip Cocker would be absolutely delighted with his play. He's been down to 10 men for so long. He's showing great character to remain in this game, to stay in this game, and to even create chances.
Remember, Derby reduced to 10 men after just 17 minutes, and yet they are holding on to this lead. Waghorn holding the build up to their goal, finding Holmes all the way to the byline. No, it was almost exactly right. He got a corner out of it. Could have easily got a goal out of it.
This time, he's good defending from one, but once again, Holmes, he plays defence, he plays midfield, he plays attack. He is absolutely everywhere, and he's really taking the game to Charlton at every opportunity possible. And like I say, that brings the fans alive. It gets the fans going, and your teammates get dragged along with you as well. And he's been absolutely outstanding so far in these 75 minutes.
USA international, American father, English mother. Hesitation at the back there by Charlton. They've got away with it for the moment. It's a good ball as well by Holmes. And the cross, it's a second goal. And it's the second goal for Jason Knight. What a night, if you'll pardon the pun, he's having. Against the odds, Derby extend their lead with only 10 men on the pitch.
And haven't they deserved it as well? If you were just switching this game on now, you wouldn't know which team had 10 men. Derby have been absolutely brilliant. And Knight, what a night it has been for him. What a dream evening for him. Lee Bowyer, all he can do is look on, and he'll be desperately disappointed because he knows that they haven't taken advantage with the one man extra that they've had. But Derby won't care. Once again, they pick up the second balls. They're getting it. It's Holmes' wonderful ball out wide. And Knight, showing the energy that he's got, he's not picked up at any point. You've got three Charlton Athletic players at the near post, just picking up Waghorn. There's a lack of communication, and Knight must be thinking to himself, how much room have I got? But he still had to have the calmness to put the ball into the back of the net. And he makes what looks a difficult finish, Very simple, and he gets to celebrate for the second time this evening, and so does his manager.
And a teenager who'd never scored at first team level before tonight is now on a hat-trick. Well, the headline writers will love it. A night to remember. The frustration complete for Charlton, who've been unable for so long in this game to take advantage of their one-man advantage, now find themselves 2 goals down. And I'm sure Derby will be pulling men back behind the ball again now with an extra cushion. The goal coming on 77 minutes.
Yeah, it's just the energy that Derby have shown, in particular in the midfield. You know, you've got Knight, you've got Bird, you've got Holmes. You know, they've just shown so much energy. And that must be fantastic for a manager. He said he was going to give young players the opportunity, and he has done. And they've taken it. And like I say, sometimes the senior players, they love it when the younger players get involved as well, because it just brings a burst of energy. The fans love it as well, because, you know, homegrown players coming through, getting the opportunity, and he'll be as delighted as anybody else.
Well, Derby have been knocking on the door of the Premier League for so long now. They always seem to fall short. They've reached the playoffs in 4 of the last 6 seasons without getting over the final hurdle. Still a long way to go in this season, of course, for them to get involved in the playoff race. But this should be 3 points that will lift them up the table. They started the night just 6 points above the relegation places. They'll go up at least 3 places if they win this. And here is the preempt the award. The man of the match, Holmes, involved again. Low. I think Knight might have a chance of getting that award, however, and Solly could be in a bit of trouble here. He is. Yellow card.
It's just once again, Knight, just too quick. You know, his energy, to think he's 18 years of age. You know, and one of the things is, training with the senior players. Now, from the first day he started training with the first team, he wasn't afraid to dig out the senior players, to let them know if he wasn't happy about things. And you know, you see the mark in his face from the goal he scored in the first half. But what an evening it's been so far for him.
Well, no wonder Wayne Rooney loves him then, because I think he was equally, shall we say, forthright as a youngster in the first team dressing room. Taylor. Holmes goes down. Well, as the Derby players celebrated that second goal, a couple of stewards took a tumble there. And Waghorn got hurt as well.
Not even the advertising boarding can stop this 10-man Derby team.
Here's Waghorn, fit as ever. Of course, we run into a bit of a cul-de-sac there, though. Gallagher. And Charlton looking dispirited now, all right. They're away to Swansea on Thursday, another game you can see live here on Sky. Then they face promotion contenders West Bromwich Albion twice in the space of 7 days in League and FA Cup. Incidentally, we can confirm that Darren Pratley was shown a yellow card, apparently for dissent, a couple of minutes ago. Charlton come forward. Taylor in possession for them. It's a decent layoff for Gallagher. And Gallagher goes down in the box, and the referee points to the spot. The villain of the piece, as far as Derby are concerned, even more unpopular now.
This could really be an interesting last 8 minutes. It's good play from Gallagher, and it is. He lifts his leg and he's pleading his innocence. He can't get out of the way, but he is obstructing Gallagher, and it is a penalty. And one thing When you look at the penalty taker, you see the penalty incident again. He tries to move his leg out of the way, but I think there's contact. In my opinion, it's a penalty. And with Taylor, probably one of the slowest penalty takers you will ever see. He takes his time. More often than not, though, finds the back of the net.
He wasn't expecting to take part in the action tonight. Now he could play a crucial part in the action. Still 8 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Taylor steps up slowly and hits the ball home. 2-1. Interesting finale in store now at Pride Park.
Well, it looked like Derby were cruising, much as though they were going to get the much-needed 3 points. Charlton get themselves a penalty. And when there's a little bit of pressure on, well, I would think Taylor was just in the park with his mates. They get the goal, and they'll believe they can get something from this game now.
Oh, how quickly football can change. Derby ecstatic when they got their second goal. Now they'll be worried. Suddenly all around us, everyone glancing at their watches. Coolest customer in the stadium he was. Literally walked up to the spot, didn't he?
Yes, I was with him at Sheffield United for a short period. He was exactly the same then. He was taking forever to take penalties, but you know, he was so cool and so calm. The calmest person in the stadium wherever he played. And he's carried that on.
Yeah, he's had a few clubs, 14 in all if you include loan spells. And a lot of them were at non-league level, but he's been prolific just about wherever he's been. Well, the one thing that Derby won't want to see when we eventually get round to that point is a lot of stoppage time, because they played most of this match with 10 men. And that goal by Taylor from the penalty spot has just put a little twist in the tail. Gallagher. Lockyer. Space on the right for Solly. Meant for Taylor, never reached him. Holmes. He just skips around people like that, doesn't he? And keeps possession. And he was fouled as well. Free kick. All seemed to be glued to his boot. Second season here. He signed him from Scunthorpe United.
I think one of the things as well is his role has changed. Another time when he was at Scunthorpe, he would play in that number 10 role or drift into number 10, where in recent times he's taken a little bit more of a deeper role at Derby, and he's a senior figure within the midfield. And he has taken the responsibility on as well.
Certainly looks very comfortable at this level. Davison holding it up for Charlton. The long ball aimed at Taylor. Did really well there, Clark, but Davison onto the second ball. Now Wisdom. Hasn't got much help here. Surrounded by red shirts, but he's earned a throw. Curtis Davis has got an injury of some kind here. Long ball up to Davison. Davis, despite limping on one leg there, managed to head it clear. Two Charlton men went for the same ball. Well, that was a handball, I think. Well, I don't know how the assistant missed that. The referee didn't miss that trip by Holmes. Well, I'm certain that was a handball in the build-up to that yellow card for Holmes. Well, if something results from this, he'll be very unhappy.
Yeah, he's annoyed because he believes that this was handball, and you see it again. His arm's definitely gone towards the ball, and his frustration just gets the better of Holmes and brings Pratley down.
Morgan swings the free kick in. The goalkeeper's made a decision to come and catch, and he couldn't hold on to it. into the box again. Taylor waiting at the far post. All hands on deck for Derby now. Gallagher. There's been a lively end to the game here. Can Derby hold on? The emphasis is very much with Charlton at the moment. Morgan for them. He had to go backwards to keep possession. Bradley. Harrington. Solly. Morgan. Tempted to just cross it into the box, thought better of it. But now it comes in anyway to Taylor. And the ball spins out. Oh, it's a great save! Taylor onto the rebound. Davison gets to the ball first. And the flag has gone up for a free kick to Derby. Well, it was the other substitute, Ben Dempsey, who tested Hamer to the limit there. And no wonder his teammates are patting him on the back.
Yeah, it's a brilliant double save from Hamer. You see the ball, he just comes to Dempsey. He hits it well, but it's how quickly Hamer reacts. And then you see the third one as well. Obviously a handball's been given, but he could have dived in, he didn't. He just stepped away. That's a wonderful save, because for a team that are down to 10 men, he's not had much to do. He's shown how alert he is and how worthy of he is as well of the goalkeeper's shirt after replacing Rose in recent games. And that is a magnificent save. Just how quickly he gets up to make the second save as well. Brave.
And the keeper, who had 3 years at Charlton, made over 120 appearances for them, denies his old club here. Morgan. Taylor. Oh, that was a late challenge there. I think the referee will have a word at least with Dempsey about that. Yellow card.
It's a poor challenge, a late challenge from Dempsey on Knight. The Derby midfield has been absolutely magnificent this evening, especially when you've lost, your key man, your star midfield player. The other three players, Holmes, Knight and Bird, they've really stepped up to the plate.
They're about to bring on Morgan Whitaker, Derby. Just a reminder that you can see Derby in action again on Thursday, when he could well be making his debut. Derby against Barnsley Thursday, 7 p.m, Sky Sports main event. Whitaker has made a string of sub-appearances in recent weeks, the 18-year-old striker, waiting to come on here. Marriott is the man here replaced. Because of that substitution, I don't think the fourth official has as yet shown us how much time will be added. If he did, I missed it. Well, I can confirm that there will be 5 extra minutes. Waghorn gets up well. Pretty desperate now for Charlton. Despite their one-man advantage for most of this game, they trail 2-1 here. Gallagher, who earned the penalty that got them back in the game, converted by Lyle Taylor. Morgan plays it forward to Taylor. Morgan there again. 4, 5, 6 Charlton players inside the Derby penalty box. And they still get it clear. Wisdom with the final header there. And very grateful Ben Hamer grabs the loose ball.
But they've stuck to the task. You look how many players Charlton have got in the box. They managed to deal with Wisdom initially, and it's good talking from Hamer. Obviously Clark gets the shout from him, believes it, and he's able to gather it.
He looks pretty cool, but I bet he doesn't feel it inside. He's still got well, just over 3 minutes to sweat it out here. I hope that his team battle it out. Hang on for what will be a crucial 3 points. Lucky for Charlton. Taylor was waiting, so was Davidson in the middle. He goes down and the free kick goes against him. Mystified by that award. Sensibly enough now, Derby are going to bring on central defender Craig Forsyth. Just to disrupt Charlton's rhythm as much as anything, I would think. But useful to have an extra defender on the field. Waghorn, who got that injury, remember, when the advertising hoarding fell, celebrating their second goal. Looks as though he's in trouble again here. I think before that they were going to substitute Jason Knight. Now they might have to change their mind here. Anxious moments for him. Okay, time to make your man of the match award, Dan.
Well, it is the player that's going off. Jason Knight, he's been absolutely magnificent. Maybe he's staying on, maybe his game isn't over yet, but he's been absolutely brilliant. He's been here, there and everywhere. He's got his 2 goals and he really has come to the party, and he's 18 years old. What a future he's got. But I also want to give a special mention to Holmes as well, who has been not far behind.
Offside comes on. It was Waghorn who had to go off because of that injury. So obviously the 95 is up, but the referee will add time for that stoppage. Wisdom will try and get the ball in the corner here, surely. Has to get on with the goal kick quickly. I'm going to send just about everyone forward here, Charlton, I guess. And it goes in long towards Davison. He's got Taylor ahead of him. Couldn't win the header. Can they keep possession here? Wisdom did well. Knight. Sensible. Very mature, isn't he? An 18-year-old. So it's all down to how much the referee adds now for the stoppage for treatment for Waghorn. Morgan for Charlton. This could be their last opportunity to snatch something here. Taylor heads on. Come out again to the young man, to Prackley rather. You can say the young man who tested the goalkeeper before. Davison, who's in there too. Whoops. Anywhere will do. So they've already had 90 seconds over the originally allotted 5 minutes. Here's Morgan, who's screaming for the final whistle as it goes in towards Taylor again. And still no whistle from the referee. Now Derby can break. They've got about 5 men screaming forward here. This could be a dramatic end to the night. Well, that would have been some story. That really would have been some story. If he'd have completed his hat-trick in that fashion. Meanwhile, Taylor plays it forward. Lockyer, advance roll now, gets it back to the striker. There can only be seconds left, surely. In it goes again, and the goalkeeper comes out with a brave punch clear. Taylor heads it on, and the referee has given a free kick. to Derby County, to the huge relief of the fans in the stadium and him.
I think Lukaku, he's looking at it and thinking, yes, we had a break 3 or 4v1, but could you have just gone into the corner just to waste a little bit of time? But it was Holmes this time who gets a foul for his team, and you would think that that should be that.
Yeah, nearly 3 minutes over now. It's a massive win for Derby County and a massive night for the 18-year-old Jason Knight, scorer of the 2 goals that's given them a crucial 3 points here. The first one, a bundled effort, but bravery on his part as he put his head down towards the flailing boots to give them an early lead. That lead looked as though it could have been wiped out when they were reduced to 10 men after only 17 minutes, with Christian Bielik dismissed for a poor tackle on Gallagher. But in the second half, he scored another cool goal to make it 2-0. And although Charlton hit back, Gallagher fouled in the penalty area, and Lyle Taylor coolly slotting the ball home to make it 2-1. It's a marvellous win for Derby, another worrying defeat for Charlton Athletic. Danny.
Well, I think Derby County have found their new hero. The supporters love him, and rightly so. What a performance it's been from that man. But as for Derby, just in total 76 minutes with 10 men, especially at this stage of the season when the games are coming thick and fast. They showed character, they showed desire, they showed determination, commitment, everything that their manager would have wanted. And as for Charlton, they'll be disappointed. Lee Bowyer will be disappointed because Hamer in goal for Derby didn't really get tested that much. The build-up play was okay, but it was the final ball. But as for Derby, they will be hoping, the manager, that this kick-starts their season.
Well, it was a frantic ending, but in the end, a night to remember for Jason Knight, and a night of great relief for Derby County. They really needed that after going 7 games without a win since they beat Preston North End back in November. Let's go down to Pickside now and join our reporter, Jonathan Oakes.
Congratulations, Jason, on your first goals for Derby. How will you look back on tonight?
Yeah, it's a bit special, and well, very special, and it's too quick to take in now, but it was a great win, and that's all that really matters to me now.
You got absolutely clattered on the first goal, didn't you? Was it worth it?
Yeah, definitely worth it. Definitely saw one, but it was definitely worth it.
Dwayne, you had to dig in tonight, you had to keep your shape, and you have covered a lot of ground tonight. What was it like playing in that performance?
Yeah, it's always tough when you go down to 10 men so early in the game, and unfortunately Christian's gone in for one that he probably shouldn't have, but the boys stuck together and worked hard and got the win.
Did you feel pretty comfortable though up until they pulled a goal back?
Yeah, we were saying at half time that we could still get on the ball and play, because we felt their shape, especially in the first half. We could still get out wide and keep the ball, so that's what we looked to do. And this man got another goal in the second half, which helped, and then Kirk gives away a penalty. But like I say, it's great spirit from the boys.
Jason, Wayne Rooney's been talking you up. He says that you remind him of him at a similar age. What did you think when you heard that?
It's a nice compliment. Obviously, it's going to be a lot to get to his standard, but no, it's great to get a compliment off Wayne. Like, big pro like himself, it can only do me good.
And he'll finally be able to play on Thursday against Barnsley. Dwayne, how much are you looking forward to playing with Wayne Rooney?
Yeah, it's going to be massive for us. We've seen him in training for a month or so, and he's still really special. So yeah, it's something we're looking forward to.
Well done tonight. Dwayne, if you could do the honours, please. Jason Knight is the Sky Bet man of the match.
A superb night's work to round out the decade here at Pride Park. Young Jason Knight, brave and composed throughout, with future teammate Wayne Rooney singing his praises. His first ever senior goal, sealing all 3 points, draws a round of applause for Mel Morris. This is the first win in 8. A glimpse into a bright 2020 perhaps for the Rams. Here's how the final table of 2019 looks in the bottom half. 3 points for Derby, takes them up to 17th. Charlton drop a place to 19th. Leeds lead the way at the top, ahead of West Brom on goal difference. They face each other on the 1st of January. The team top of the Championship going into New Year's Day in 13 of the last 14 seasons has gone on to be promoted to the Premier League. The odd one out, Leeds United last season. We start 2020. Bent pumped for 2020. Yeah, you're with me, Benty. Of course you are. Tell you who else is pumped tonight. It's the Derby County fans of the new hero in town. Jason Knight, very much one of their own, with his first 2 senior goals of his career. Certainly a night for the young man to remember. So they finished 2019 with their first win in 8 games. Reason for Philip Cocu to cheer as he speaks to Jonathan Oakes.
Well done, Philip. What do you want to say about your players after that performance?
Yeah, I can only be positive because it was a great performance. Good start of the game. We were really focused on getting a good start today, and they did. We scored a goal by Jason. And yeah, then I don't know if it was a red card. I didn't see it back, but yeah, again, we had to continue with 10. With the difference that we were leading now, and not like in Reading when we dropped behind 1-0. Yeah, and I think we defended well, but still tried to play and go in forward positions, and we did great. Scored a great second goal. I think it was. Yeah, it was deserved. And again, Jason Knight, so he had a wonderful evening. And yeah, a great team effort today, and yeah, very happy with the win.
Jason Knight's first 2 goals of his career tonight. How much has he matured since he's come into the team?
Yeah, you see that they have to adapt to the kind of games you play in the championship, because it's different from the under-23s, of course, and the under-19. But the quality players and the young talents we are having in the team at the moment, but also on the bench with Sibley and Morgan, they are players who can adapt quite fast to the game they're playing. And then you can see it's really extreme talented player. So for them it's not only now this game, but the rest of the season. It's important to get a taste of type of game style, the tempo, the physicality, the time you have to make your decisions. Yeah, and you see Jason played a few games, and yeah, he steps up every game, and yeah, it was a great game and a pleasure to see a young lad from our academy in the first team and be decisive today.
Were you a bit concerned towards the end? They pulled a goal back, and then Ben Hamer made a great double save, didn't he?
Yeah, we knew with 2-1, yeah, they will go forward with all power, and yeah, we really had to step up until the last second of the game. And but they did great, and also Ben was important for the team. Good save, and yeah, they can enjoy themselves at the moment.
With Christian Bielik being sent off tonight, does that increase the chances of Wayne Rooney being used in midfield against Barnsley on Thursday?
Well, I don't know. At the moment, I'm not thinking about the game against Barnsley. It's coming up fast, of course, but tomorrow we'll see how everybody is, because it was quite a battle. So we have to see, and then we'll put the team together for the next game.
Wayne Rooney still needs to be registered. You still need international clearance, but are you confident that will come through? He will be available on Thursday.
Yeah, I'm confident that he will be, because everybody knows he's coming. So a lot of the paperwork it's in place. Of course, it will take some time, but I have all the confidence that he will be available.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay, my pleasure.
Well done. Philip Cocu keeping his cards close to his chest. Darren Bent is alongside me for this one. Darren, reflection on what Philip said there and the Derby performance as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, the second half, obviously, it was tough first half going under 10 men, but they did really well, to be fair. They got on the ball, they still tried to pass it. And if I'd tuned into the game midway through, I wouldn't have thought they were down to 10 men the way they moved it. I mean, Dwayne Holmes in midfield was brilliant. I mean, I thought he edged the man of the match for me, but when you score 2 goals, you're always going to get it, and Jason Knight will remember that forever. But yeah, fair play to Derby. They thoroughly deserved the result, and I think Lee Bowyer will be disappointed in Charlton, because I don't think, even though Derby were down to 10 men, they offered enough.
Wonderful evening for Jason Knight. I've avoided the obvious Knight pun there, but that will come later. Don't worry about that. His opening goal, a brave header at the back post, something that needed to be done at the exact time as it came over for you?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I would have threw my foot at it. Obviously. Not brave enough, but listen, that's great testament to himself, as I said. And what I like about it is he's anticipated something's going to happen. He's got himself in the 6-yard box, and you get your rewards from that. But yeah, he's threw himself at it, put his head to it, and that's what happens. You get your rewards.
I've spent 45 minutes trying to convince you of this after half time. What's your thoughts? Offside for Martin Marco?
Nah, he's onside. Still onside.
Wow.
I think he's level.
The knee we're looking at, obviously the part of the body that can actually play the ball into the goal would be the knee.
No, I still think he's level.
Okie dokie. That's stubborn Darren Bent there. But from Jason Knight's point of view, a good way to start the game?
Yeah, just settled him down a little bit. I know what it's like when you're a young guy and you're starting the game and your nerves are running high. When you get a goal, it settles you down. Do you know what I mean? And as I said, I thought he settled down really well, got on the ball. And obviously, I know he made a little bit of mistake for the red card, but listen, he settled down well, and I thought he played really well today.
Now, Christian Bielik ran the risk of a red card on Boxing Day, got subbed before half-time on a yellow card. Tonight, for you, is this, as it was, a straight red card?
100%.
Any debate?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when you look at it again, and every time you look at it, it just gets worse and worse. It's just so reckless, and it's not even like they're breaking away. I mean, he's kind of got his toe to it, and yeah, he's got it full. But for you to fly in as recklessly as that, that is wild. I mean, it's more than dangerous. And as I said, it's for Gallagher. He's just fortunate enough. He's just come back from injury as well, that he's not out for a sustained amount of time, because that's a really bad tackle.
So congratulate the referee as well for the position that he's managed to take up there to make the right decision.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he's in a great position, but as I said, he's taken his time. He's settled everyone down, because obviously there was a lot of pushing and shoving, and for me, he's come to the right decision.
Now, the second goal for Jason Knight, a different type of finish, a composed finish at the back post. Again, showing the roundness of his game, perhaps, Darren.
Yeah, exactly. Again, but again, it's the intelligence of such a young player. I mean, it's rash again from Charlton, just kicking it anywhere. But I just like the way he just drifts into the back stick, and he recognises that if I just keep myself away, there's a chance everyone's getting attracted to the ball. If it comes to the right area, all I've got to do is concentrate on the finish, and he does that. And it's such an intelligent bit of movement by such a young player, and the finish is brilliant.
How tough is that when you've got a lot of time to watch the ball onto your foot to make sure that you get the finish off?
Well, scoring the first one always helps, because the confidence is high. Obviously, if you've got one in the game already. On the way over, it's just about making good contact with it. And as I said, you hit the target, anything happens, and it's a great finish.
Charlton did give themselves a lifeline. Conor Gallagher was booted all over the park in the first half. This one is minimal contact, which he went down with. Is this winning a penalty over being fouled for you?
It is winning a penalty, and it's a bit naive from Kurt, to be fair, because Kurt is an experienced player. But the moment someone's in the box and you stick your leg out like that, like his knee, he's going to go over. I mean, he's been kicked all night, and it's been unfortunate for him. But for me, that's a penalty.
Talk to us about the way that Lyle Taylor takes a penalty.
Well, I would never do it. I mean, I just don't see how he can generate any power. And I always think if the keeper goes the right way, surely he's just going to save it. But listen, to do that kind of technique, I don't think he's missed one. So obviously it's working for him. But as far as I'm concerned, I would never do that.
You talked about that second half, particularly from Derby's point of view, having chances to see the game up, because they didn't look like they had 10 men, but they didn't see the game off easily enough for you?
No, I mean, they could have made it so much easier. And it's fair for Jack Marriott. I think if he'd been playing games more regular, that might have been, it might have finished that off. But you're right, there was a matter of times they broke 3v2s, 4v2s, and they didn't capitalise. I mean, this was a big chance as well when Max Bird driving forward. You know, I mean, the Charlton defence can't run with him. It's a great little pass, and I think he wanted it back then. But I can understand why Jack Marriott shot then. It's a good save.
Was it a lack of conviction, a lack of confidence going forward in those instances?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, they've not been free scoring this season. I mean, we spoke about them being the second lowest scorers in the championships. That was evident for me tonight, because the amount of times they got in these good positions. Derby of old have punished teams 4, 5, 6, this fixed 6 in previous seasons, but not this season. But as I said, the signs were there that they are coming maybe back to their best.
Every good rearguard action needs a quality save from the goalkeeper, Ben Hamer, with 2 at the death for Derby. Just how much do they owe the points to the goalkeeper, Darren?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great touch and absolute great save. And what I like about the goalkeeper, the second one's brilliant, but he's anticipated it, because he's read that really the shot can only really go one way, so he knows that side he's responsible for. But as I said, it's a great strong hand, palm it away, but to get up so quickly, and bravery as well to throw yourself in there, I mean, that's a great double save, and he's probably earned Charlton the 3 points there.
OK, so it's first defeat in 4 for Lee Boy. Let's get his thoughts with Jonathan Oakes.
Lee, with an opportunity against 10 men for so long tonight, are you thinking what might have been?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. To play against Derby, they had Christian sent off early in the game, and in my eyes we should go and win the game. We don't, for a number of reasons. In possession, this is poor in possession. We didn't create nothing at all. Tell me if I'm wrong, maybe the first shot we had on target was the penalty. Second half, until the penalty, we didn't even have a shot, and we got ourselves into so many good areas out wide try to work it, get the overload out wide, get the crosses. Crossing was poor. Our final ball was poor all night long, in and around. We was patient and we had to be at times, but the quality was very, very bad. And defensively again, conceded another 2 goals. and credit to Derby, they deserved to win tonight. We wasn't good enough. We got exactly what we deserved, and that was nothing. If we'd have got a late goal there, it would have been harsh, but we didn't. So again, does it come back to the amount of games that we're playing in and around this time, and we have no one to rotate? Maybe, but don't get out battle, don't get out fault. And I thought we were second to everything tonight. And if you do that against a good side that can play as well, some good players, then you're going to lose the game. If anything is our strength, it's our fight and our togetherness. And tonight we didn't do that. Maybe the Christmas period it might be catching up with us a bit. So it might be, but I don't like seeing my teams do that. So we'll have to dust them down, and we've got another game in 3 days' time, and we can't let that happen again.
Second goal, Jason Knight, was totally unmarked. What about the first one, though? Was there a possible offside against Martin Waghorn? Have you seen that back?
I've not seen it back, but it's irrelevant. The game's done now, and we've had a lot of decisions like that go against us this season. I'm not going to make no excuses. We wasn't good enough from start to finish, whether he's offside or not. He was brave. He put his head there, and for the first goal and the second goal, standing on his own on the back post. Like, you don't see none of my players standing on the back post on their own. It's bad organisation, bad defending. Thought the cross come in too easy. There's a number of things that weren't good enough for the goals. So we had comfortable possession for the first one, and bad sloppy pass into midfield, gets cut out, boom, goal. That's what we've been doing, and we keep working hard, but it's just not good. It ain't good, and we're bounced back though. We've been doing okay of late, and I'll pick them up again tomorrow. We'll be in tomorrow, and we'll pick them up again and dust them down, because you ain't got time to dwell on it. We've got to go again.
Thanks, Lee.
Cheers.
So perplexed, frustrated, visibly angry at times there, Lee Bowyer, but always honest. Now, Darren, let's put this into some form of context. Yes, they did start amazingly well at the start of the season, but they now find themselves in 19th. He's had this ridiculous list of injured players to deal with. Macaulay Bond's been added to that off the back of this evening. The job that Lee's doing under extenuating circumstances, has it got to be viewed as a good one? Is this season about consolidation, about purely staying up?
Yeah, I mean, obviously at the start of the season, the first 6 games when they were flying, hadn't lost the game, people were obviously maybe getting a little bit ahead of themselves and saying, yeah, promotion, because they were playing that well. Lyle Taylor was scoring goals. Obviously, he gets a big injury. They only win 2 in the next 13. But you're right, if you look at the list of injuries there, Johnny Williams, I mean, Hamed, Jake Forskaski, these guys, these are established championship players, and when you lose them, it's hard to replace them. And to have 12, 13 players out, I mean, for me, he's working miracles. There's only so much he can do.
As for Derby, given where they are in the table, obviously their expectation levels are much higher after being beaten player finalists at the end of last season. Where do you assess, where do they go from here? Obviously Wayne Rooney's looming on the horizon. Is he the man that carries them all the way to the promised land?
Well, it's tough. I mean, listen, we know what a world-class player he has been, Wayne Rooney. He's been fantastic. But you're asking, obviously, a guy now, he's getting on in age, who's been in America, coming over to the Championship, which is in a relentless league, to pretty much lift the whole team and get them promoted. It doesn't always work like it. I mean, he's been brought in as a player coach, people are saying. So I think, obviously, he'll have a big effect on the younger players like Jason O, who spoke about him, talking to him. And I think people will listen when he speaks, and organisation, and just having him around the place. But as far as pinning all your hopes in him getting you promoted, I think that might be a little bit premature. OK,
that's coming up on January the 2nd against Barnsley. Darren, thank you very much for your time, as ever.
Sky Sports Football. Feel it all.